One of the great things about cameras is there's so many designs and so many manufacturers out there. And this is a really fascinating camera from 1950, and it's Gevabox, a company which I thought was associated with Agfa, but I believe they were later bought out by Agfa. And they made a whole range of different types of point and shoot cameras, and some of the Gevaboxes were definitely conventional box cameras, but this is a box camera you use from your eye level. It's also quite fascinating in that you've got a choice of aperture. You've got 11, f11 or f16, plus you've got a range of shutter speeds. We have a 100th of a second, a 50th of a second, and B. You've got no focusing, but you have got those two controls there. I would have thought it's aimed mainly for portraits, and I think that is why you've got this design like this. You can use it for landscapes, but it's a bit odd and looks a bit odd in using it for landscapes, where using it for portraits, that looks quite conventional. You've got a plastic handle here. As I said, it comes apart here. I must admit, I did find it a slight fiddle to load with a film. I did load it with a film, and I went out to take some photos. And as you see, I'm having a slight fiddle getting it back in there. But there we are. Went out and took some photographs, and something quite strange happened. When it got to about photo number 4, this shutter release, which I found beforehand was working so well, when I got outside taking the photographs, it began to get quite hard to press. And by the time I got to 8, it was really difficult to press. Remember, this takes 120 film and it only takes 8 photographs. So, as I said, when I got to 8, I was really struggling to take a photograph. And what I found had happened when I took the camera apart to take the film out was here the film hadn't been tightly wound on, so I hadn't actually put it in the camera quite well enough, and because of that, light got into the film and the results I've got aren't quite as good as I think they could have been. I think they could have been quite sharp, and I was almost tempted to put another film in, but when you only get 8 on a film, and film is getting expensive, it didn't seem quite necessary. However, I had fun with the camera. As I said, I think the design is interesting. It's not going to, as I said, take the highest photographs in the world. It is quite nice, the fact that it does take 120, so you can still put a film in it. The shutter is about the most simple lever I have ever seen in a camera. And this is where I just couldn't couldn't understand why the camera wasn't working, because of this film being pressurized against it. The lock is very simple there. You lock the body there on here. So that it's definitely an interesting design, and I very much expect that it will appeal from the look rather than its taking potential. But still, an interesting camera. I had fun with it this afternoon, but I don't think I'll be using it again in a hurry. But if you find one, you might have a different idea and you might enjoy using it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.